Episode 21. A heart consumed by greed cannot know true happiness. That's a truth I know all too well now, after chasing it, after thinking that what I had wasn't enough. I thought I could fill the empty spaces with things, with wealth, with more. Just more. The bigger house, the expensive car, the watch that glittered just a little too much. I thought it would make me whole, and for a while it did. Or so I thought. It's funny, isn't it? How we can look at the things we don't have and imagine that they hold the key to our happiness. But it's a lie. A terrible, silent lie that we tell ourselves every time we reach for something we don't need, just because someone else has it, or because we're trying to fill something that's deeper than material things. That's where greed starts, and that's where it grows, insidious, like a disease that eats at your soul. I know this now, because I've lived it. Greed doesn't just rob you of your possessions, it robs you of yourself. I can still hear the scripture in my mind, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It's not the money itself, it's the love of it, the craving, the need to have more and more. I was drowning in that need, and I didn't even know it. There was a time when I had everything, or at least I thought I did. But my soul was starving. I had luxury, yes, but I didn't have peace, I didn't have joy, I didn't have love. Because when you spend your life chasing things that don't last, houses, cars, shiny objects, what you forget is that the real treasures are invisible. They're felt, not bought. They're shared, not hoarded. And then there was my friend. Oh, he had it all. Money, fame, a mansion that could swallow 100 people whole. But what did he have inside? Loneliness. He was a man lost in a sea of material things, desperate to be loved for who he was, not for what he owned. It was heartbreaking, really, because he had everything people wanted, but nothing that mattered. And when I asked him how he felt about it, his response: I feel miserable. His wealth had become a prison, a gilded cage, but a cage all the same. I watched him and realized something. I was no different. The things I thought would save me, those same things that I'd gathered with my own hands, they were only a barrier between me and the life I was meant to live. A life not defined by what I had, but by who I was. It took time, a lot of time, and a lot of loss for me to learn this. I had to let go of my pride, my need for validation, my ego. I had to walk away from the very things I thought would make me happy. And in that walk, I found something better. Peace. Peace with myself. Peace with the world around me. Peace with the truth that I was enough, with or without the things I thought I needed. And the more I read the scriptures, the clearer it became. You cannot serve God and wealth. That was a turning point for me. And I've never looked back, because when you try to serve both, you end up serving neither. The love of money doesn't just drown your spirit. It blinds you to the truth of what life is really about. It's about love. It's about giving, not taking. It's about gratitude, not greed. Now I understand. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. How often do we forget that? How often do we define ourselves by what we own, what we can show off, what others think of us? But true worth isn't measured by how much you have. It's measured by how much you give, how much you love, how much you open your heart. You see, greed doesn't just take. It gives nothing in return. But love gives everything. And when you choose love over money, when you choose to serve something greater than yourself, you find freedom. Freedom from the need to prove something. Freedom from the chains of comparison. And in that freedom, there's joy, real joy. So, my friends, I stand here now not with riches, but with a full heart. Not with possessions, but with a sense of peace that I couldn't have bought, no matter how hard I tried. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. When you let go of greed, you make space for something so much better. You make space for grace, for love, for the simple joys that come from living a life centered on something real, something eternal. The world will tell you that more is better. It's a lie. More is only more when it fills the heart. And let me tell you, the heart is only filled with one thing: love. Love for God, love for others, love for life. If you can fill your heart with that, then you have everything you need. The rest is just noise. No one can serve two masters. I am Nelly Ferrari, and I live the Kodach secrets.